I didn't expect anything at the end of the day because I have absolutely no skin in the game. I have no experience. I'm not a filmmaker, but you are super talented, Whitney. And I just hope that you take this moment because you did say that you were kind of shy and afraid. I hope that this gives you confidence to keep going because you don't share much. And I understand probably why you don't have to share everything with us ex retards. But I would love to see more of your work. It was amazing. So 100%. If I could give 200, I would. If I could give 1,000, I would. Thanks so much for that story, Whitney. Thanks so much for sharing a piece of your world. I really appreciate it.
My heart is smiling. Thank you so much for your kind words, Sarah, Sharon. I'm so grateful that this work can be seen by more people in the world. Every region is distinct, right? Every nation and community has their own stories and history and clans and traditions. Like there's no one, this is the only interpretation, but it's the interpretation that's from, you know, where I'm from a very long ago culture that's we've been hidden away in the forest for a long time. So there's stories that go back to like cohabitation with dinosaurs.
No, one of the other things I wanted to point out real quick, and I apologize, Rangi, for interrupting. One of the things that is really powerful about what you just said, Whitney, and I hope everybody takes away this with them. When you choose something that's universal, a forest, for instance, the actual, you know, truths of the natural world. Those are truths of the natural world are honest. You know, there's something that we can grab onto. And when you're dealing with emerging technologies that can be very dishonest, disillusioning, and things like that, you know, embedding your work with things that gain the trust of your end, you know, viewer, you know, they can connect with you on a human level, which I think is something that is super cute, cool, is that it is connecting with you human to human on and around a universal truth, right? And that I think is also something that's really powerful about your storytelling is that it doesn't matter where you come from. I don't have to be a part of your tribe. I could be a part of your tribe because I understand what you're talking about. You know, human to human level. We share the same sky, we share the same water and nature and resources. And I think that is something that's really powerful too. So when you are creating, you know, think about that, you know, the world is watching, right? So how do you make your storyteller telling transcend your own, you know, culture to tap into the heart of the human, which is something we all share. So, Rangi, go ahead, hon.
Um, I'm not surprised at all that this is Whitney's work. If you look at her timeline, she's an incredible artist and she has her own independent film studio and she's got such an amazing vision. And as soon as I saw the showcase and I saw the one on the top right left hand corner, I'm like, oh, this is Whitney's work. So you have a definite signature, even though you use different types of medium, Whitney. And this was just gorgeous. I actually yelled at my mom, I said, come over, you have to watch this right now. And you know, she was entranced as well. And I'm looking at it and I always look at things with the eyes of a cinematographer, and I'm looking at the reflections of the campfire in the grandmother's eyes. I'm looking at the transformation from modern day clothes to traditional clothing. And, you know, this is just spectacular. And I'm not going to say who I think is going to win, but I know who's going to win because right away I'm like, okay. As soon as we started
reflect, her actions, and like now there's like a whole new story to it, right? I think this is amazing. I love, what Ranga pointed out. I mean, the water reflection, the fire, everything. Even in the beginning, I was like, oh, like it's very unique, that there isn't like much dialogue going on. But I'm like, well, yeah, she's in the wilderness and like there aren't, it's not a large population. So I'm like, it totally makes like sense. And that, looking at like your phone and it's not seeing any signal. So like you're not part with the rest of the world, so that siloed, that feeling, of loneliness, like it's so like prominent. And I think we loved it so much. It's definitely our favorites, and one of our favorite, I don't know, Ross, Alsha, do you guys want to mention anything? I know when you guys first saw this.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys were
thing. I'm glad you did it. You made it really high quality because for me, because like I know you, Whitney, you kind of like set the bar high for yourself. So if it wasn't, I was gonna definitely call you out on it. But it's really good, honestly, really good. It made me feel things, had emotion, had progression, and like my favorite part is you took your time to tell whatever story, whatever way you wanted. You didn't try to like cram as much things as you can in 15 seconds, which I think is this thing that we as creators and people that create visual experiences with AI need to dial back how much can we put in 15 seconds and then bring forward how much story can we tell in 15 seconds.
And I definitely think you mentioned a very good point. You can't allow yourself as a creator to overthink. It's you have to kind of get it out there. You have to see what that output. And I don't know if you by some chance got also like some inspiration from Alisher's documentary, but I love that you chose this theme and
Also the art style that was insanely good.
Yeah.
Like it is so perfect. That storyboarding was worth it.
yes, and I don't know if that was also like inspiration from like the workshop, but I know for me, seeing Ludovic use this in a professional way, I'm like, well, I think we have to incorporate this into Pixio, a way for everyone to like add their own storyboards, just so that they can kind of go back and see, what episode they left off, and where they can direct it next.
Well, Nick, that's definitely a feature request, right? If I mean, so let's put it this way. You guys are moving towards perfection for creators, right? So the V2 that you guys built is just amazing. So the next logical step will be a story.
Yeah, I think
Midjourney has it, and it's worth
Yep.
worth it for sure.
yeah, creator tools. Now we have to kind of start thinking like artists, right? What can make generating and storytelling more seamless, and more organized for everyone. And I think, yes, we can help with like prompt optimizing, but then there's also like, how do we actually, properly go about these, like, let's say 10-20 minute long, films that we want to create where there's a lot going on and there's a lot of, we have to unpack. Um, because you want to be sequential and you want to make sure that it's staying consistent throughout the entirety, right? Whether it's using the realism style or animation. I think this is something that we have to like think about for the future for V2.
I'm super
Now-
excited. I'm super excited. I already see on the screen the next video. Oh my gosh, you guys are so.
Oh my God.
I'm so.
So this one is Monsterology. If you want to come up, whoever created it, which I'm looking now at Alton. Alton, if you want to come up, if you want to speak about it, feel free to do so. And I'm gonna get ready to play this right now. Give me one sec. Okay.
The whistling is the funniest thing in the world.
Alrighty. This one's called Monsterology. And you can take a look at it in the stream.
The boundary between fact and folklore has been blurred by those brave enough to look into the shadows. In the late 1800s, specialized expeditions began to document a world beyond imagination, a world where the impossible breathes, hunts, and survives. These are not merely stories. They are the most formidable biological anomalies ever recorded. The study of monsterology is the forensic pursuit of the unexplained. It sits at the intersection of rigorous biology, anthropology, and lost history. By analyzing environmental evidence and centuries of eyewitness accounts, researchers attempt to bridge the gap between ancient myth and the physical specimen. We are looking for the truth that hides within the exaggeration, from the impenetrable canopy of the rainforest to the sub-zero silences of the high peaks. These anomalies are often the result of extreme geographical isolation. In these lost worlds, evolution takes a different path. Our mission is to categorize these outliers, to understand how a creature can remain invisible to modern science while leaving an indelible mark on the human psyche. It is a study of presence in the absence of proof. What drives the human spirit to vanish into the wilderness in search of a shadow? This field requires a unique temperament, part scientist, part detective, and part pioneer. It is a grueling pursuit of the missing link in our natural history. We document not just the creatures, but the evidence of their impact. The broken branches, the unidentifiable calls, and the lingering sense of being watched.
All right, that was Monsterology. And Alton, if you want to come up and say anything, feel free.
Right.
Invite you. All right,
Then I'm
Can I just jump
perfect.
in and say how
Yes.
cool this is? Because, all right, as a documentary, right? We all now believe that monsterology is legit. He just gave it validation. All of those cryptic cryptid hunters and everything else. I love the fact that he has the voice of authority. And I mean, I was just sitting here listening to it, and you kind of get lulled into your like, and I'm a documentary like fiend. I am a junkie when it comes to these things, and I'm just listening because I closed my eyes this time around, and I'm listening to it, and then I open my eyes and I see these centaurs walking through, and I'm like, and we're looking for tracks, and it's almost like I'm going on this adventure. I'm wearing the backpack. I am totally in. I am 100% invested in looking for these mythical creatures that, and I don't remember the quote that it was like invisible. It's like a scientific, kind of adventure for these invisible things that are invisible to science. I think this is what he said. But I just think it was such a great and creative use of the documentarian or documentary genre just in general. I think it's a really cool use because you took something that you know isn't is definitely on the fringe. I would think something like this with I don't know, UFOs and things like that, but it was a good topic. You did a smart thing there, Alton, and I'm really proud of you for doing it because I know you don't participate in a lot of these things, and it might have been a forced fun activity for you, but I think you did great, and I hope you do more. It's just really well done.
It definitely was not forced.
No, it was definitely not forced. It was definitely not forced, but um, it was kind of funny because just like you said, Sarah, I also love documentaries, and even when I was younger, like Nick would come in and like see me like watching National Geographic, and he's just like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "This is interesting. Okay, I'm like, I like this." And like because it's like a compelling story, and sometimes these topics are very like National Geographic. It's very not simple, but you're talking about animals and like just regular creatures that we have from planet Earth. But this was a little bit different, right? These are like fictional, and we don't really know if they're real or not. But that was the whole process. But ultimately, this was actually like my last idea that I wanted to create. I was trying to actually make a music video. I had like a really good plan, and it just wasn't kind of coming out how I wanted it to. And I was also, like running out of credits at the same time. So I was like, okay, I gotta like come up with a choice and just stick to it and just like kind of like, just going all the way. Um, and it's this book. I actually have the book actually in person in real life. That's what the book that you saw in the beginning. I found it in my basement one day. I guess someone else like threw it out or something. I have this book and another book called Wizardology, which is also like very interesting as well. And I'm like, well, it would be very cool if I could just bring these animals to life. And that's exactly what I did. Used a machine. Machine actually like researched the book and studied all the animals that it was like talking about and like all the creatures. And then from there, that's when I started to like actually generate and make this process. But I was also like struggling a lot because AI doesn't even know what these like creatures are, right? So it doesn't even know what it looks like. It doesn't actually have real info on it, right? So you kind of got to give it some like feedback, right? So I had to go get pictures, and these pictures are also hard to find because they're just not real. So like I'm like kind of like searching. So it was it was fun. It was a good process. I did wish I actually kind of added a little bit more to it. I feel like it ended a lot quicker, but it was it was a very fun process. I enjoyed it. And the documentary like style of it, the guy talking, it was really really interesting. I think that's what really like fixed fixed like all like the whole video out together. So yeah, it was very nice.
I think it's so funny because you know what, my sons have all of those books. I bought them for them. The Dragonology book, the Wizardology book, Monsterology, and these books are big, folks. These are like 14 inches by at least 12 inches. They're big books, and they're very immersive and rich in illustrations and things. And I think he did it justice. And it is tough. This is the thing about fiction in general. I'm stealing this from Mark Twain. Sometimes we say truth is stranger than fiction. It's a whole heck of a lot harder to write really awesome fiction. Sometimes just telling the truth is easiest, but when you have to write fiction, it elevates your game because you have to have the plausible lie. And that is the hardest part about a documentary about fake or you know we're not saying they're fake because I'll tell you some of those things are real, but it's hard because if you don't have a reference, then you have to really lean heavily into your interpretation of the source material or the critter that you're trying to explain. We have a cryptid here in Michigan called Dogman, and Dogman is basically a giant werewolf. And people swear that they've seen this thing, or any other kind of Bigfoot sighting or Yeti, etc. And then you have to go on all of these things and then draw them in. And I think you did a good job because it is sometimes really hard to make a fictional character real. Percy Jackson would have been another really strong kind of reference material, especially when it comes to centaurs and, those kinds of things like that. But, fiction in general, especially the fantasy genre, the hardest thing to overcome is our preconception because the literature that's already out there, you have to compete with J.R. Tolkien's Smaug. If you want to make a dragon that's convincing, you have to outdo him. You know what I mean? Because he's set the bar. Or Lovecraft or some of the other authors that have, summoned these really amazing creatures into existence. What happens is that it seeds the public, zeitgeist or the public kind of thought process here, and they already have a preconceived notion of what these critters look like, right? And in a documentary, when you're kind of digging deep into something that hasn't been explored yet, or has been explored, let's say a centaur or something, if a centaur came out and didn't look like what we thought of, but I will tell you, your generation of the centaur by far is the coolest one I've ever seen. I mean, you look at the Percy Jackson where Pierce Brosnan was the main character or whatever. Man, he didn't look half as buff and menacing as the ones that you had in your documentary. So I love this. I think you did a great job, and I hope you do some more. These kinds of monsterology, or the whole entire genre of this, whatever this is. I don't know. I just think it's really cool. Mockumentaries. I don't know. I don't know how you would put it, but I'll have to marinate on a good genre for you. You did a great job, Alton.
So I thought it was amazing. I love that, one, first of all, guys, that Monsterology book was Ross's that I've had in my basement for
Wait,
years.
that's where
Yes,
it came from.
yes.
Oh my God.
You can never be too prepared in case you run into a monster.
Amen.
Secondly, I love that you start out with, the book opening up, right? The dragon scenes, perfection. I thought, Game of Thrones, I thought, it was on par. My favorite is the octopus in the water. I mean, it gave such a dark, like a dark villainous, giant squid octopus. I don't know.
The Kraken.
It's the Kraken.
The Kraken. There you go.
Oh,
See, I gotta get my monsters.
No, but the
I
thing is,
know.
This is the Kraken.
I saw you see. I'm even showing it on the stream now too. Like Medusa coming up. I feel like maybe making him stone would have been more realistic, right?
And it would have done it so well. As she looks at him, his body turns to
Yes,
stone.
you did cut off a little quick. I feel like there was no outro. There's no, finishing, position. But overall, the visuals were really good. My only advice would be the audio. So I think
Nick hates the whistle.
I hate the whistle. I don't know if you hear the whistle in the background of the guy talking. It's like every word he says, he kind of like has like a, I don't know, like a little whistle, speech impediment. I'm not sure, but I think maybe like that's also part of understanding how to make a really convincing documentary is the voice behind it, right? The visuals are amazing. The story is there. The audio could have used a little, touch up. Alisha did see what model you were using. You were using V2 when you could have used their newest model, V3. You could have also played around with some of the parameters and the sliders to kind of, get it to sound as realistic as possible. Because when you want to make documentaries, like how Sarah was saying, she didn't see the visuals. She was just hearing it. And you want to make sure that the voice is there. And, but overall, really good job. Sharon, I do see you have your hand raised. Feel free to jump in. Or it could be wrong. I don't know. It could be my phone.
Yeah, I do have a hand up. Yeah, so it was awesome. What I really loved about it is you have, I don't know if you prompted it like that, but this old, I grew up on these movies, right? If it's the Never-Ending Story, if it's Conan the Barbar or Barbarian or Red Sonja, whatever the hell, I grew up on these things, right? So it really brought that classical old school effect, which I really enjoyed. So I don't know how you did that, Alton, if that was on purpose, because that is exactly how these old style movies were. So I really love that, and also the perfection of the characters, and so it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I wanted more. Right, the end was a bit choppy. There was no clear ending. So that I would maybe just have as a little critical thing. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. So it was cool. And yeah, the voices, those AI voices are awful. I hate them. But yeah, but that's something that's really not so hard to fix. But
And-
I loved it. Thanks so much.
And also, I think with AI, like you said, that AI doesn't understand mythical creatures. I think you're completely wrong. I think AI understands a lot. So it's really a user error there. You have to really kind of do your research and give us some references. Are you saying like centaurs from like Narnia, right, or Harry Potter? Give it a variety of different pictures, generate a variety of different pictures, so you can kind of understand the aesthetic for that creature. Whitney, let's jump to you.
Oh my goodness, Alton, that was incredible. I love Monsterology. I'm a huge fan now. And you took me into this world and I just totally believed it because the way that you use the tools to create this hyper realistic visuals, like right from opening up this magical storybook and the jewels in it, and then taking you into these different cuts of different monsters, but using this like hyper real style. Like the lava spiders are real to me. And I think that, yeah, there could have been like maybe one clip at the end, like Ross's tagline, like you can never be too prepared kind of thing. Like, what will you do when you encounter a monster, and like until next time. But I actually liked the whistling of the teeth. It made it even that much more real. It was hilarious. It was like a bit of comedy.
I mean, it reminded. I told Ross this the other day about Family Guy. You know the
Happy.
Pappy. You know the one that goes after Chris the entire seasons, and and it just won't it's stuck in my brain now. So but I do love that you enjoyed the whistle. You see, this is why Alton and others. Yeah,
Definitely. That's the
exactly.
beauty of art and interpretation. And so that's why some people like movies and some people don't like certain movies.
And I think what you could do for next time, if you want a different voice, and I understand because I also made narration, is first the AI gives you narration that's way too long. That's what I noticed. So you really got to shorten it down, and then you can also preview the voices in our 11 Labs integration, so you can see what they actually sound like. Maybe you want to generate something that's like 5 seconds long and hear what it sounds like before you commit to that voice. And there are a lot of voices there. So, and yeah, always use V3 unless you're trying to do something that's like 10 minutes long. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. The voices I did go through, like I actually did like listen to a lot of them, and that was the one I chose. That was the one I liked.
Did it?
But you are right.
So, but did it sound like that in the preview or no?
It did, yeah.
Okay.
It sounded like that, which I liked. I liked his voice out of like everyone else's. But you are right, like on the prompt and stuff. I was kind of like, honestly, I got carried away, and then I just like ended up putting a bigger prompt, which didn't even fit the whole video, So I had to actually like cut it out a little bit, short down.
Yeah, that happened to me. I had to cut down a lot. I ended up cutting down like 10 minutes. It ended up giving me like 10 minutes. But yeah, really good job, Alton. And I think you just need to add maybe one scene if you want to revise it at the end, where it just kind of ends. And like Whitney said, it has maybe some sort of a tagline at the end. And you could even do well, you already have an intro. Actually, you have a really good intro.
Yeah.
It just needs to end.
Yeah, it just needs maybe an ending. That's it. And
Yeah,
put some
yeah.
credits. Are you using CapCut? Use CapCut for this?
I was using CapCut, yeah.
Or
Put some credits at the end. Put your name in there.
or like the American Revolution, where I'm like, oh, here's like this awesome outro, where it kind of like
just like to be continued.
to be continued, or second episode. Stay tuned.
Or like you can just take like 10 seconds of Sync Labs with Medusa and have her say, "This is a Pixio creation made by Alton." Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just take some like credits, use Sync or Veed or any of these, and then have them like 10, 15 seconds talk and give the credits from Medusa.
Yeah.
Or have Medusa give 4 seconds and have the Centaur give 4 seconds.
Or
So it's short, it's going to be cheap.
Or also another piece of advice, that end with Medusa, it could have been like she stares angrily at the user, at like the camera, and then we turn into stone.
Yeah, like
You
the
know?
whole screen could turn to stone and it should say the end.
Yeah. So you can play around with all sorts of effects. So we are gonna jump to the next one. Julie, if you want to come up, feel free. We'd love to hear,
Come on.
your thoughts on, why Woodstock? How did you go about it? And
By the way, I'll just say I absolutely loved this whole entire concept of like being an addict, reminiscing, and then going on this like visual experiential journey.
Don't spoil it for people.
and I love that. Look at that. It says 1969 Film Festival. So it has like the film festival theme. It's still going years later. So feel free to jump in, and I will. Oh yes, perfect. It's just my, the iPhone is somehow not showing correctly. But yeah, how's it going, Julie?
Hey guys. Oh, it's good. Yeah, this was a just well, it was kind of inspired by something that my dad passed away in 95, and I I I don't really know a whole lot about Woodstock, but back when we got version 1 of the Pixio chat, and we were able to get coordinates and of pictures and places, and and actual timestamp places, and I started playing around with that, and where we could uh, had that capability. And so I started making some of these images back then. And so some of the images originally came from Pixio version 1 um, of the Nano Banana uh, Pro. And I had kind of sat on them for a little while. And then when you guys started talking about, doing this and the storytelling and all of that, and I had tried to make videos before with these old images, but didn't have a whole lot of success. And I kind of had it on the back burner. And then I started thinking, oh, my dad passed away in 95, and he was one of these men that he was a garage seller, one that would go to flea markets, and he was always bringing home things like, other people's trash and treasure, and a lot of his things were tucked away in attic spaces. And there's a lot of things we still have not, since 1995, uncovered that got just boxed away, and I thought, there's a lot of things in attics that haven't been discovered. And, there's an AI has a lot of capabilities. And so I thought, well, this is a fictional archive of 69 when Woodstock happened, and I wasn't born when Woodstock happened. I was born in 71. I'm not that old yet. But I just feel like, it was just a kind of just a fun little creative of fact versus fiction storytelling. And so I kind of put myself in the attic space, uncovering lost treasure of something that he might have brought home way back, and I'm just now uncovering it. And that's how it came about. And so there's a lot of like crazy things of stories I heard about Woodstock, but I tried to keep this all peachy. And so there's no like crazy stuff in here, but I of things that like a like somebody had gone, like a filmmaker that went into Woodstock, and he created these reels of film, and then he put it away, and then decades later somebody at a flea market or at a garage sale picked it up, not knowing what it was, and then it got tucked away in an attic, and decades later it was uncovered, and now it's being brought to life. So that's what this is about. So I hope you enjoy it.
I love that. Especially documenting one of the greatest times, right? I don't think we have anything that's equivalent to Woodstock now. It's just not the same. And the artists back then, are definitely treasured. And I love that you made this very personal. And you see, guys, this is how you share an awesome story with a documentary and pretty much covering historical events that shaped us to where we are now, right? That level of freedom, right? The passion for music, and the the love that everyone had for each other as well. It brought everyone together. I mean, I think you mentioned hundreds of thousands of people, which I can't even imagine.
Mhm.
So let's get ready to play it so you guys get to see this amazing video. All right.
Mhm.
You guys can jump on the stream and then we can talk a little bit about it after.
Summer of 2024, a box was found in an attic in Oklahoma. Dust on the lid, a name written in fading ink. Inside, film canisters, handwritten notes, moments no one had seen, not for 55 years. The first reel opened into smoke and music, August 16th, 1969. The crowd already wild, sweat and fog, blending in the midnight air. No phones, no rules, just rhythm, breath, and the feeling that something bigger was happening. Daylight came soft, but hunger came harder. Tens of thousands pressed into makeshift food lines, volunteers pouring soup, making sandwiches, trading stories, passing food, laughing because there was nothing else to do. It was chaos. It was kindness. And then came the rain, sheets of sky water turning fields into rivers. But the storm did not end the music or the joy, just changed sheets of sky water turning. They fell into the mud, wrestling, shouting, alive, where most people never let themselves be. On the second night, something quiet happened. A lantern circle, dozens walking barefoot around the fire, hands touching, clothes dripping. A moment that felt sacred, like they were worshiping the very idea of being young. In the healer's tent, time slowed. Nurses real or improvised, patched cuts, cooled fevers, wiped tears from eyes that had seen too much or felt too deeply. The field outside was chaos. This tent was its heartbeat, and behind the stage, musicians caught their breath. No glamour, no ego, just mud splashed denim, cold coffee, and a guitar humming softly between songs. This was the part the world never saw. Then the sky opened, and what the camera saw from above was not a crowd, but a living ocean. Hundreds of thousands of people, each one a heartbeat from the world's loudest prayer. By afternoon, laughter rolled down the hillside as if the mud itself was full of beneath joy. Young, fearless, visiting in sliding, storm turning strangers into family. Sunday arrived heavy and bright. Sea of Sunday, miles of heat, bodies, blankets, umbrellas, and yet nobody left. They stayed because something was happening that they knew they would never feel again. The clouds returned in the afternoon, a darker state because a heavier sky that they knew could feel the storm again. Waiting, watching. The music kept going, and then the sky broke open above Carlos Santana, a rainbow in the smoke, sunlight falling like a spotlight from heaven. Some said it was luck, others said it was God. Maybe it was both. Some said it was luck. Others said it was most God. Were gone, but not everyone. Those who stayed were given something sacred. Jimi Hendrix at dawn. Most were gone. A sunrise performance played to the last souls curled beneath blankets on a muddy field. And when the final note faded, they walked slowly, quietly, past footprints and flowers and memories they would never fully explain. The last walk home, from a place that was never meant to be found again. These roles survived storms, decades, and silence. Maybe they were forgotten. Maybe they were meant to be found. All we know is this. What happened at Woodstock did not stay in 1969. It waited in a box, in an attic, in Oklahoma, for the right moment to be remembered. It waited in a box, in an attic, in Oklahoma, for the right moment to be remembered.
Wow, awesome.
Dang, I love this. I love it so
That's
much.
fantastic.
You know what's so cool about this? So there's a song,
Oh no, we lost Sarah.
and the lyrics say, no, you
Okay.
didn't. It was my mom calling
Okay.
me. 'Cause she always knows. No, there's a song by a guy named Jamie Johnson, and it says you should have seen it in color. You know, you're going through these old photographs, and he's like, yeah, but you should have seen it in color. And that is what the first thing that I thought of when I saw this. Not only do you have Julie, who has just masterfully taken her own digital twin. She is one of the people, I don't know if many people know this, but a lot of the things that she's created, even her, PFP and things like that, she has mastered in inserting herself in a digital format into her works, which I think is very important actually for many of you who want longevity just in general. But to have her be your Sherpa into this experience, everything down to the
In the
bottom where
summer
it
of
even has
2024,
GPS coordinates,
a box
it
was
gives the
found in
illusion
an
of
attic in Oklahoma.
authenticity.
Dust on the lid,
It gives a
a name
veneer
written in
of,
fading ink.
yeah, this is actually
Inside,
film footage
film
that we're
canisters,
bringing to life for
handwritten
you.
notes,
And I think that's
moments no
something
one
that's
had
really
seen,
powerful
not for
because
55
when you
years.
do share
The
history,
first reel
especially
opened
family
into smoke and
history,
music,
everybody
August 16th,
says they were at Woodstock, and
1969.
most people
The
weren't.
crowd already
That's
wild,
the whole funny
sweat
part of it.
and fog
And now
blending
all
in
of
the
us
midnight air.
can kind of
No
boldly
phones,
lie that we've went
no
to,
rules, just
lives
rhythm,
or
breath,
we went
and
to
the feeling that something
Woodstock
bigger
through,
was happening.
living
Daylight came
vicariously
soft,
through
but
Julie's
hunger
work.
came harder.
You
Tens
know,
of
the
thousands
funny thing
pressed
is,
into
it's
makeshift
interesting,
food
and I don't know
lines.
why AI
Volunteers
does this.
pouring soup, making
We had a lot of
sandwiches,
cloudbursts
trading
in your
stories,
video,
passing fruit,
and the
laughing
sky
because
broke
there was
open.
nothing else to do.
Those are the
It
kinds
was
of things
chaos.
that
It was
back in
kindness.
the edit,
And then came the rain.
if you
Sheets
think
of
of the
sky water
script,
turning
just have
fields
it
into
write
rivers.
it out
But
for
the
you.
storm did not end the music
Your
or the
natural
joy.
human
It
ear
just
will
changed
hear
the
for those
dance.
repetitions
They
and
fell
those
into the mud,
crutches.
wrestling,
The
shouting,
words that we
alive,
use
what
over and
most
over
people
again, or
never let
phrases that
themselves be. On the
because
second
there are
night,
certain
something
telltale
quiet
signs,
happened.
that
A
kind of
lantern
come out of
circle,
the woodwork,
dozens
and that
walking
may be
barefoot around
part
the
of it.
fire,
Is that you might
hands touching,
have
clothes
a
dripping,
really awesome
a moment
prompt,
that
but
felt
then
sacred,
it comes
like they
back,
were
and
worshiping the very idea of
in
being
the
human.
earlier stages of
In the
AI
healer's tent,
delve,
time
anytime
slowed.
you use the word delve,
Nurses,
you kind of know
real
that
or
it was
improvised,
done. There are some
patched cuts,
telltale signs, right?
cooled fevers,
But I
wiped
just thought it was
tears
really
from
cool
eyes that had seen too
that
much
it
or
had
felt
that
too
vibe. You
deeply.
should have seen it in
The field
color. He's
outside
like
was chaos.
he's flipping
This
through
tent was
old
its
black and
heartbeat.
white
And
photographs,
behind the
and
stage,
in his
musicians
mind
caught
they
their
are
breath.
full color.
No glamour,
And to the
no
people
ego,
that he's
just
showing
mud
these
splashed
two,
denim, cold
just black and
coffee,
white
and the
photographs, he's
guitar
talking about
humming
the
softly
grandmother and
between
the
songs.
roses of
This
her
was the
cheeks
part
and
the world
things
never
like
saw.
that. And when
Then
you look at
the sky
Woodstock
opened,
and you see the
and what the
soup
camera saw
lines
from
and
above was not a crowd,
the
but a
Santana,
living ocean.
especially Santana and
Hundreds of
Jimi
thousands
Hendrix
of
is what
people,
everybody I think
each one the
remembers. But
heartbeats in the world's loudest
there was a
prayer.
lot of
By
hardship,
afternoon, laughter rolled down the
that
hillside
was
as if
suffered
the
by
mud
those
itself
folks
was pulling
in
them
New
into
York.
joy.
And
Young,
Julie, I
fearless,
just think you did a
disciplined, and
spectacular
sliding.
job
The
as
storm
always.
turning strangers
I
into
love your
family.
projects
Sunday
during the
arrived
hackathon.
heavy and
Your
bright.
project
A
with
sea
the
of Sunday,
historical kind
miles
of
of heat, bodies,
game
blankets,
app.
umbrellas, and
It
yet
just there's
nobody
something
left.
very special
They
about it
stayed
because
because
you do
something was
make
happening
history
that they
come
knew they would
alive
never feel
in a
again.
very unique way,
Clouds would
and
return
it's
in
very
the
consistent.
afternoon,
Maybe
a
that's your
darker moon,
superpower.
a
I mean,
heavier sky.
of the
You could
projects
feel the storm
that you
coming,
have
waiting,
presented and
watching.
especially shown to
The
other
music kept
people,
going,
there
and
seems to
then
be a
the
heart
sky broke
for
open above Carlos
making
Santana.
sure that the
A
past
rainbow
is
in
not
the smoke,
forgotten
sunlight
and that it's
falling like a
carried forward,
spotlight from
that the
heaven.
people
Some said
in the
it was
future
luck.
understand the
Others
grit
said it was
and
God.
determination
Maybe it was
and
both.
beauty of the ancestors that came before them. It makes me think that you're being a good
Most were
ancestor.
gone,
I
but
just
not
think that's
everyone.
really, really cool.
Those
So
who stayed were
thank you for
given
building
something
it.
sacred.
Go ahead, guys.
Jimi Hendrix at dawn. A sunrise
I think,
performance played
and
for the last
everyone
souls
here can
curled
speak,
beneath blankets on a muddy field.
for themselves, but I
When
think
the
I
final
loved
note
it so
faded,
much.
they
It's
walked
such a great way to
slowly,
relive
quietly,
like the Woodstock,
past footprints and flowers and
this is
memories
like,
they would never
how
fully
you
explain.
were
The last
able to
walk home
capture
from
each
a place that
frame
was
and
never
then,
meant to be found again.
and also by the
These
way,
rolls survived
you
storms,
mentioned,
decades, and
coordinates,
silence.
that's from
Maybe
Pixio
they were
chat from
forgotten.
V1.
Maybe they
That's
were
just
meant to
Nana
be found.
Banana. So you could
All we
still
know is
incorporate
this:
that
what
if you
happened
like
at Woodstock
with that
did
model.
not stay in
But
1969.
how you
That's so cool.
brought all the facts
box,
and
in an attic,
all the
in
artists like
Oklahoma,
Jimi
for the
Hendrix
right
and
moment
even new
to
ones
be
that I'm like, oh wow,
remembered.
you know what? I have to like go and check out music. That so like what during that time it had such a influential time where
you know, the storytelling was just super powerful. So I loved it so much. And, you know, I think this needs to be like a virtual reality experience where people can actually go and then like almost relive it, because that's just like the next medium. What did you guys think?
It brought tears to my eyes. It was so beautiful. So the just look at it, it looks like it was filmed. It was like live. This is not AI. Excuse me. I did appreciate the coordinates on the top and the attention to detail Julie, I noticed on the bottom left-hand corner, you used the film stock. Tri-X was there. So it was, this is just incredible. You guys, all of you guys, your work is amazing. Unbelievable, Julie. And yeah, I do like that you were in the digital twin, as well as at the bottom right-hand corner, you had your initials in there as well. So, and not everyone's going to know those were your initials, but it's like your mark is there in multiple ways.
That was so moving, Julie. I really, my heart is singing for you right now, being able to utilize your father's lived memories and bring them, you know, new life and breathe air back into them with AI. Like, I really just want to see more. I want to see this made into a feature documentary. It's so interesting, and just hearing the story and the narration too, it was so exceptional. Congratulations.
Yes, Julie, really good job. You know, this is a perfect example, guys, what you guys can do. You know, not just adding personal story to it, but the documentary style is just amazing, and I know everyone here loved it. Now for the next one, we have the title is Black Dempler. I don't know, Ross. Do you guys know who made this one?
It's Rangy.
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 Rangy. All right. So, Rangy, if you wanna mention anything now, or shall we discuss after we watch it?
Why don't we discuss after?
Okay. All right, everyone. Play it right
And it's
now.
category music.
Nice.
Cobwebs slip, dust on the shelves. Cobwebs slip, crack those front pages flip. Abandoned stacks, red sand in my puzzle. Reached out, map so fast in the dust. Found one book, black seal, strange mark. Ink like it car moved under the dark. Photos of the black empire, name in the margin. Just like mine, flipped to the page. Hidden schematic, circle of numbers, map turned panic. Underground lab, rushed in the vents. Sirens asleep, I'm in the vents. I'm the black empire. You think you hold every second I breathe, but I've been still hate me. Play along, play a fool, play the part that you saw. Use my hands, but you can't see my mind. I'll slip your change through space and time. Red planet sky, storm stained the dome, elevator dropped down past stone, merged in the awful mass providers, tattooed creeps attended and kaze, parts wrong year, wrong star, wrong strain. In the crack one for a burnt out stain, I poured it coffee and typed the cold white coat on. Did they know they come?
Rangy, love it. Really good job. So tell us.
First of all, I'm like amazed that it's up there in the showcase, because it wasn't long enough, and I ran out of time, and I'm the worst kind of procrastinator. I'm a perfectionist procrastinator. So it's actually a 3-minute long song that Atlantis had written, and for like a few months I've been wanting to make this video, but I just didn't have the courage, maybe, or the, I don't know what, but the, incentive to do it. And this film festival gave me the incentive to do it. And I've been making little tiny videos, like 10-second videos. I never put anything together like this currently. I mean, I made videos a few years back using digital video cameras and using Final Cut Pro, but I haven't done it for many, many, many years. So this was like the kickstart that I needed, because I knew I could do it, but I wasn't sure how I could do it because I didn't know what I was doing. All new software kind of things. Like, I never used CapCut before. And so it was, this is his song. This is his vision for, and not his vision. Well, the song is his vision, but I, brought it to life. And it's part of the game. The Black Templar are undercover people trying to thwart uh, the Black Combine, which are trying to they're bent on destroying the Templarverse, which is where our characters are. So there's more to go. And you did mention, I don't think it was maybe it was Ross saying, just say to be continued. I'm like, okay, that's an easy out, but I tried to get as much done as I could. And then as I was showing it to, I was looking at it last night. I'm like, oh no, there's a mistake in the credits. It only put the closing hyphens, not the closing brackets, closing parentheses, not the opening one. So I literally this morning I've been trying to get it to work. I'm like, it's going to be easier just to do this traditionally. So I think I'll have to do it that way. But it was really fun. I had fun when models were not working. I took Ross's advice and pivot, use something else. You don't have to use CDance 2 Pro. You could use CDance 2, and some things were in Grok and some things were in Kling, and then Kling wasn't working, so then I totally forgot about WAN, so I should have used WAN. But I got it done, and I learned how to do a lot of the editing the videos using Grok, so Grok Edit, and it was
You know what's cool though? What you just said, Rangi. Like
what.
you are diversifying and learning through actual usage, right? And use case these different models and where they shine.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this problem too. Like I was generating stuff and then CDANs would go down and then I have to pivot. And I think that's where we shine as creators by figuring out what these other things do that maybe we haven't tried yet. Maybe you haven't tried Grok Edit and you're like, wait a second, Grok can edit video. And it's
Right.
like I love these like mini epiphanies that I have when I use Pixio and things like this happen.
And I actually think I have some really great stuff in CDance too, but it didn't like work perfectly, and then I couldn't use it anymore. So I have a lot of extra um, scenes which were very different, and I loved them right away, but then I couldn't use them, so I had to try it a different way because I couldn't put 3 images into CDance too fast, right? So I had to figure out what to do, and I guess having a deadline made it work. But like I said, I'm really surprised that it's up here on the showcase, and I thank you guys so much for this opportunity to be able to start doing this. And of course, Sarah, you got me here. Starboss got me to you. So it's a long chain of getting here. So like I said, I'm ever indebted to all of you. So thank you so much.
Oh, I am so proud of you. Here's something that you mentioned. Never apologize for it to be it being too short. Okay. Because what you do, this is a flaw for many creatives. I'm one of these people, right? You build something, and then the first things out of your mouth is, I could have done better here and here and here. Here's all my ugly flaws. Here's where my cellulite is. Here's where my saddlebags are. Here's where, I have a mole on my, right thigh or whatever, right? So the point is that when you're creating for these kinds of events, um, if you know that you're coming in hot and you're not gonna make it, all right, one, go with what you have, and really make what you have stellar. So if you know that you're short a little bit of the time, fade to black and then have one final thing like Ross said, to be continued, or the story begins, or drag it out that way. You can do it that way. The other thing is that if you're creating an animation that is going to be intended on being longer, right? Always make sure you have a sizzle reel. A sizzle reel is basically a film version of an elevator pitch, for lack of a better term. In a lot of ways, our 2-minute videos here are elevator pitches, right? But even just a 10 or 15-second snap, right? When you think about commercials, every 22 minutes in your you'll have a 30-minute segment of and I was really curious about asking him how he timed the segments, because there has to be a clean break here and there. So like when, or transition, that's kind of it. So if you see a transition point in your film, then kind of clock it and say, you know what, this would make a really good transition into, a 10-second, 15-second snippet that I can have a scissor wheel, right? So don't apologize for it being too short. Um, in this specific contest, yeah, it was kind of 2 minutes. But in the beginning, we were like, yeah, you can make it as long as you want or as short as you want or whatever. Um,
We just really
two
are
minutes.
trying not to have like a 30-second generation. As
Exactly.
yeah, that's really because you really just can't in 15, 30 seconds. I mean, a minute and a half, you could 2 minutes, but 30 seconds.
But
No.
I think that by and large, one, I also like the fact that you used your opportunity. Now, folks, I'm going to say this and take it with a grain of salt if it's not for you. Um, there are a lot of people that are working on a shoestring. Okay, we all have a beer budget and champagne tastes. There are a lot of people that enter contests just to get the goodie bag because the goodie bag is all they can afford. When I was a broker, I had a lady who had lost her job actually, and she would show up at Macy's or the mall, Bloomingdale's, wherever. We had a very high end mall called Somerset, and she'd show up there at the opening and go to the makeup counter and have her makeup done because she didn't have two nickels to rub together. She didn't even have makeup. She was gonna fake it till she made it, right? And a lot of you have this opportunity, and through the course of showing up daily, you got a goodie bag, and you're using the goodie bag for something that's relevant not just to the contest but also your real world. And Rengi is a prime example of this. She's trying to build out this universe, the Templar universe, and by using this opportunity to not only, it's multitasking, it's, kind of stacking it. And so she's using her opportunity and tokens really, really efficiently because even, win, lose, draw, when it comes to this, she got some trinkets and trash that she can use, right? And she has an end result that is really powerful standalone that she can build from for her community and to kind of monetize and profit from the labors over the course of the week because it's a lot of time and energy. So I just think it was really well done, and I like the fact that, you know you chose the route that you did. I was kind of like clapping along. It had a good beat, and those are the kinds of things too. Music is universal, and we are on a platform that is now making it easier and easier to transcend languages. So, in terms of content wise, and in terms of the whole project, I really think that you did well. Never apologize though, and that goes for everybody. Don't apologize. Don't apologize for telling your story. Um, and because the average consumer, the average person, just like my husband, right? My husband, he's gonna call a spade, right? And unless you point things out to him, he may not notice them. He might notice something completely different. And really, at the end of the day, you want folks to be totally immersed in your universe and your story and your purpose and the thing that your why, right? And what they take away with it. But I love you to the moon and back, kiddo. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for sticking your neck out too, because you, Whitney, Julie, Alton, all four of you stuck your neck out. And when you choose to be tall and stand up and be a big target, you get to take those arrows. And I'll just tell you, I'm really proud of you. And we're not sugarcoating anything. It's not blowing smoke up your skirt. What you presented today for our community is outstanding work. And you should, each and every one of you, be proud of what you did. And I hope that you continue because, you know, I want to see how it ends. It's
Yeah,
totally
well,
something.
I'm going to continue. There's like 2 more minutes that have to be done. Fortunately, there's 2 more choruses, but I'll have to figure out how to change the
You
animation
got
for
this,
that.
sister. You
Oh,
got
I know, no, I do. I'm not worried about that. But it's so funny because I always tell people not to apologize. But like I said, I just was like flabbergasted because, I mean, to me, rules are rules. I tended not to be a rule breaker. So I'm like, oh, I'll just send it anyways. I'm not expecting anything. And when I saw it up on the showcase, I'm like, what? What? That's incredible. Especially to be able to, along with people like Julie and Alton and Whitney and I'm sorry, I can't remember who the last person is, but it's like, really, this is so thank you. But it was really fun, and I showed it to Atlantis, and he said this because he's a very hard grader, and he said this is really good, and it's a great trailer for Black Templar. So you can use it that way. We can start working, pushing it out there for content. And but yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it's just a whole fun project. So thanks. Look for more. And I didn't mention Elias did write the music. Is his song, and look for more music videos for other songs that may be happening.
So cool. Whitney had her hand up right away, and then I don't know who's behind Tegan Schools, so they can jump in after Whitney. Go ahead, Whit.
Okay, thank you. I love this universe that you're building, Rangiku. Thanks for, sharing this video. And I love how the mad scientist, slash magician character is shaping up. I think, that's a really powerful element, but just like the opening credits were so good. The music right away, like it just drew me in. And I loved seeing this world and then getting brought right into the core of it in this like ancient library. Like there's so much possibility and just, seeing that long ago picture, of a scientist, and then bringing it into modern day with like this digital time clock. I was really impressed with that. And I feel like there's something really relevant about the first and last frame prompting, where you can put an old photo like that and create an edit of it of how you want them to look in the future. Like this is a really interesting transition. I tried doing this going back in the past, using modern day and then going backwards. But I feel like, there's Seed Dance has that first and last image that could be really interesting to use there. But this is like a hybrid genre. It doesn't fit in a box. Like you're advertising for your game world. You have a music video with a banger song. And it's very cinematic. Like it was really enjoyable to watch, and I can't wait to see more. And like sometimes those limitations, like whether it's financial or tech, limitations, that forces us to become more creative. And I think you did a really great job using what you have available to you.
Thank you so much, Whitney. It means so much coming from you. And that planet in the beginning, that was from one of Atlantis's images. So I was able to use that to jump, and it's the red planet where these horrible black combine are living. And so that scientist is actually undercover. He is one of the Black Templar who is trying to thwart them from their evil goals. So it was a lot of fun, and I was glad to be able to incorporate all these things into it.
And this is Nick, everyone. I love the video. I love that you chose music video and then also had this very cinematic, filmmaking story. I love that you actually used, real music from someone, right? And I think you should definitely continue it. And when you do finish it, we can replace the one that we have right now on the showcase with the other one, the finished version. I know everyone has the constraints and the time limits and the credit budget. Totally understandable. I love that you explored other models to get what you wanted. You followed the guidelines. You did your amazing intro and outro with ending credits. My recommendation is when you are editing, try to capitalize on all the space. I noticed it was a little bit smaller, right? So if you did want to just go on the smaller route, you could have went vertical. But if you're going to do landscape and you really want to capitalize, and that could just be like something that you learn through video editing.
You just gotta resize it to 60 by 9.
And we can easily help you with that as well later on. And one thing I would say is probably, my least favorite is the blood. The the blood gushing is just I think of course, it could be, rated
But
r-
good
r-
for you, Rangi, is I like the blood.
I'm not a blood
It's
person.
personal taste.
Yeah, that's just my thing because
I'm not a blood person either, and I was really surprised to see it. And to me, it was like, wow, this looks like red paint. But and I'm
I was like,
surprised. It got-
wow, look at this.
I'm surprised
So
it got through. But
metaphoric
but
right
yeah.
now of clutching the time until you
there,
bleed.
there needs to be maybe like a disclaimer on the on the blood gushing that you're gonna see.
Rated NC-17.
But it's just the reason why I say that is because then you kind of lose out on a market where it's like kids aren't able to like preview it
It's
and
not like a thing that's like a rule. So
yes, yes.
That's just Nick's personal.
My personal just opinion on that, and as you guys are creating more and more content to factor these things in, but I loved it. I think we all did, and really good job. Now for the next one, we have Red in the Rain perfume, and I don't know.
It's Julie.
Just Julie? Nice, Julie. So this is for the different category: commercial, fashion, luxury. Let's play it, and then we can talk a little bit about it.
Wait. You're early. Wait. You're early. Why are you standing there? Why are you standing there?
Something changes. Red something changes. Red in the rain.
Awesome, love it. Really good job, Julie. Um, the perfect product placement. I love that you chose vertical. It's great for social media. I love the colors that you chose. Red and then everything kind of dark. And black themed. It's like black and white themed. It's I think really a great visual taste.
It's not just black and white. It's only red.
Yeah.
So cool.
That's
what AI is made for.
The sound effects are really good. The lip syncing is on point.
That lip syncing is crazy good.
Perfect product placement. Tell us, Julia, what made you come up with the idea, and how did you go about it?
Okay. This one was kind of I didn't know you guys were going to extend the time. And this is actually from a song that I made. And I originally was going to do full song video. And then about, I don't know, I didn't have time to do my full song video because I did my other the Woodstock one. And so about, I don't remember, it was like 7 or 8 o'clock last night, my time, I was on X and I seen where you guys extended it. And I thought, oh man, I wonder if I could kind of put something together real quick and just turn this into a quick commercial. And so I just come up with this perfume and I don't know, I just kind of threw it together and hope, and it was a little shorter. My I don't know, my sounds were not exactly, my edits weren't where I really wanted them. I think it was like, I don't know, like 5 or 10 minutes before midnight my time when I put it in, or yeah, it was, or 11 o'clock my time central, when I threw it in. And and I thought, oh gosh, I don't even know if I should even put this one in, but I did. And so, yeah, I was surprised to see it in there. But thank you.
You know, one of the things that, and the reason why I think this is cool, you really stretched yourself to extend beyond different genres. And it's important. It's important to understand product placement, right? Each and every one of you that have gained skills in the generative media in general, you never know what your client's going to ask you for, and it was done so well. And I just think it was really, really cool. um, I'm glad that you did it. I'm actually glad that you opted to go ahead and um, try your hand at different genres. You're in it to win it, and I really appreciate that about your tenacity, Julie. I'm really, you know, I know you pretty well now, and you are just, never give up, never give in, and show up constantly, just consistently, constantly, daily. And I just respect that so much about you. You did a great job.
Well, I've been really trying to practice on like with character creation, trying, to make them not look so plasticky and, working on like the pores and the natural skin textures and, the asymmetry of the facial features where like one eye is just a little bit smaller than the other one, or and I love the noir look, the aesthetic of it. I just, I was just trying to push myself in different areas and just, so yeah, I mean, I like this. I just, my sound wasn't just the way I wanted it, but it was, I like it. It's just, I wish I had a little more time to kind of tweak a few things, but I do like the lip syncing was good. There was, all the audio, everything was, all original. Nothing was, I mean, the sound effects, everything was all original. All of it. There was no like, um, used sources that were stock footage or anything like that. The reflections turned out good. The reflection of the shadow man, of the the mystery, the all of that, I do like all of that. So, I tried to make it the best I could.
Noir is very forgiving too. It
Mm-hmm.
just, it's so forgiving. But I just think I don't know boy which boy in the background. I can't tell sometimes. But mentioning the lip syncing, that is, I was really impressed with that. And that's a hard thing to do. It just is. So I am.
The lip syncing is very hard to do. That is correct. And also, keeping everything consistent. So like having that entire, black and white, classical theme is really, sometimes very challenging, and you did a really good job. And, just the overall environment, even with the mysterious man and the umbrella, that we see in different scenes, and just really, really good. And then the perfect product placement at the end, so really good job, Julie, on this video. And that's why, we added it, because it was a perfect commercial advertisement video. You factored in everything. Now, I do want to mention that, of course, we are a little over time. So we are gonna, pause on showing any other videos and any of the other showcases. But I do still want to add one more video to the mix. Ross, do you know where you shared this with me? It's in your profile? Great. So I don't have to go anywhere far. Fantastic. So this is Ross's. It's right here. This is Ross's video that he made yesterday with with the some of the new C dance models, and this is a great example of AI filmmaking category. So I hope you guys all enjoy it. I'll have it played on this live stream right now, and you guys can listen to it. So, and then we can talk a little bit about what's going to be going on after.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm gonna climb that one. I'm gonna climb that one. Whoa. Whoa. Hey, if we get stuck in there, I call dibs on the best sarcophagus. Hey, if we get stuck in there, I call dibs on the best sarcophagus.
Guys, this is insane! Go, go, go! Go, go, go! The pyramid, if it came from there, we need to get back there! The mummy belongs here. We need to return it to sarcophagus now. The mummy belongs here. We need to return it to sarcophagus now. You're not evil, are you?
I just wanted
Wait,
to go home.
you're not evil, are you?
I just wanted to go
we've been running
home.
from homesick mommy.
Should I still punch
Oh,
it?
man, now I feel bad.
mommy.
Oh man, now I feel bad.
That was either the worst or best vacation ever.
Did we just make TikTok
That was either the
history?
worst or best vacation ever.
Did we just make TikTok history?
Yeah,
We-
for
we
idiots,
helped an
we could
ancient
die,
mummy
but make it
find
aesthetic.
peace for heroes.
Same time Yeah, next for year? idiots, we could die, but make it aesthetic. Same time next year?
Absolutely not.
So, what you guys think?
You guys are goofy. You know what though? You know what's interesting is this is why I think AI or especially generative media in general is interesting because as a purveyor of the Mummy and all of its sequels, etc., it's very interesting how there are some reminiscence. It's just like the monsterology books, actually. That when you have something out in the public domain, like a mummy creature, we as a society, the collective has a precog kind of vision of what it's supposed to look like. And it's so funny how it manifests itself. Like your mummy looks like the mummy that I had in like the 1980s cartoons. It's really cool. So I think it's funny. You guys did a good job.
Thank you. Yeah, Ross wanted to, apply the comedy factor, and I was like, no, let's go horror. Let's go, like scary mummy. And I think this in this way it came out much better. It's always enjoyable when you have AI videos, have some comedic manner to it.
Well, I think you did good. And the other thing too, though, is that, um, well, when you have storytelling in general, the storytelling kind of template, many people don't realize this, but if you look at movies, especially, I think I mentioned this last week. Um, I'm a Gen Xer, so I'm using me as an example, like a total narcissist, right? But if you look at things like Pretty in Pink, Breakfast Club, um, you know, all of the Brat Pack is what they used to call it. Movies, they all had Ferris Bueller's Day Off. They have a very specific template. So, what the first thing that I thought of is Cabin in the Woods. You have all of the niche kind of, um, you know, kind of memes that go through. You have your five people, they're on a vacation, then you have one person that's going to be this kind of person, then you have this person that's going to be this kind of person, you have a jock, you have a nerd, you know what I mean. It's just like whenever you're going on an adventure, whether it's a D&D quest or some of these movies, if you have a contingent, they all have a personality archetype, and I just think it's funny. But I did pull up real quick, Amanda, because we do have to close down the space. And I don't know how you are going to run behind the scenes. I don't know if Scoble has given you his insight, and Ludwig, if we're.
No. So we are going to mention the prizes in the post shortly in a couple hours. Since we had a lot of, extended the deadline, sorry, there were just like new videos that emerged. So I want to factor them in and then give you guys a little time to, think about who the winners are. And then we will post and make the announcement today. So don't worry, y'all. You are going to know who all the winners are. And we also have a special announcement. Before I do go to the special announcement, I do want to give it to Ross to give any, any remarks.
Amanda had a question first. Go to Amanda first. So
First, go to Amanda, and
yeah,
then
then we'll tie it all up. Go ahead, Amanda.
Hello.
Hi.
Nothing will bloody work. My network's been down. I've got it. I don't mind waiting till the next thing. But I would like to share it. If it just the audio, not the it's a documentary.
Yep. No, we aren't going to show anymore. Only because we're out of time, and also if you did submit it into the showcase, then we would have included that in.
No, I'm very late, so I don't expect to. I just want to share it.
If you'd
So
like, you can in the comments share a link. We would love to see it afterwards for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Amanda. I'm glad that you're plugging away at it. I'm glad that you're.
Oh God, it's been a nightmare.
well, if you post in the comments, we can see it. And thank you for sharing. First, one, did you guys like it? Because I went for funny, kind of like very obviously funny. I like the Mummy, like how it's like not horror, but it's also funny. But I thought about how would it be like in 2026 with a bunch of kids going to trash, like a tomb, and what would happen, and like how would the Mummy come, and then we decided to make it have like a good ending where he goes back to sleep, but then he doesn't. And I love the idea of this like in your face comedy that's just not trying to be taking itself 100% seriously, but like at times can. And I'm really happy that AI was able to produce this. It was not really a struggle generating. Sea Dance is very good. The struggle was the storyboarding and figuring out what every character is going to do and all this stuff. And I love how machine, it was like, well, who cares how they got from the roof to down to the floor, to the pyramid? It doesn't matter. That's not what's important in these types of films. So it was helpful helping me understand like what makes the mummy funny. And I agree, like it doesn't even matter how they got off the roof. It's just hilarious that they got off the roof somehow. And now they're going back to the pyramid that started all of this. And I had a lot of fun making it because I'm like watching this and just laughing. It's just and for some people, like when she was on top of the tomb flexing, it's just that was her turning point where she like broke character of being scared and then started partaking in the mischievous events. And I thought it was so hilarious that Machine prompted this. And it was so well executed by C Dance, where it was so funny to watch visually. I want to turn it into the entire hour and do the whole movie. I loved the whole process and watching it, and I hope you guys were entertained too, and you left.
So you need
It
to
was
consider
hilarious.
a second career. I know you love education, but you really need to be a filmmaker. You're really great at this.
Yeah, I think Ross always does a really good job with his workflow on going to machine, getting all the video prompts, image prompts, character, specs. I think um, adding that little comedy layer at the end about the mummy just really just wanted to go home is really funny, and I think it would actually be more impactful if it was all animated. To be quite honest, especially with a lot of comedy, I noticed that if you have the right style, it can be just taking a different. It could just be taken differently. I would say that's just my opinion. But I love that each scene, each transition, you had the characters, and everything, was from beginning to end, a masterpiece. And that it's following part of the story, from you know going into the tombs, exploring, being rambunctious young adults, and then just awakening a mummy, which is just too funny. Whitney, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I think the funniest part for me was this girl was live streaming the whole thing, even though, who knows what could have happened to them when this mummy starts
Such a
attacking.
millennial Gen Z thing to do.
But think about right now if this would happen. Someone
Yeah.
would totally be live,
Yeah.
like showing this.
That's true.
Yeah, and I was hoping like that I would see more of the live streaming action, like what would a viewer looking at their home computer or showing the engagements of the comments popping up on a live stream, like the point of view from her camera, just like this really like rugged handheld photography.
Well, I think
It
I
was
think
great.
Ross had a lot of B-roll. I noticed he did have something like that, where it was like an Instagram insert of her live streaming, and then actually the VIP model did the text really well. There really was no issues with grammar or I guess misprinting. So something that they're doing with this new Cedens VIP model, where it's even more accurate. Now, guys, we do have a special announcement to end the Pixio Film Fest week, and that is we're going to be launching a mobile app. It is already in beta, so if you're on iOS, there's a link in the jumbotron where you can go to test flight. You can self-enroll. You can get the first version, and please, submit your feedback to the test flight. We'll see it all. Submitted screenshots of any issues because I do want to start slowly fixing it up and bang it into shape before we release like a full official version. And if you're on Android, there's an app as well. They're almost identical apps. The iOS one just has a different design. No, the Android one is an open testing. Yeah, so the Android one, you might get a warning that it's an open testing, that it's a developer build. Don't worry, it's the same as a live build. The only difference is it's in a different track. So eventually we'll have a full release with all the features. Right now, there's just generate on the homepage. It has all the models except Dance VIP that Ross added, but that's easily updatable. It has the video agent, so you can play around with the video agent. You're also able to share all the content natively. You're able to easily upload and add things from your phone. That's really the main reason of us releasing the app, is to use these mobile only features where, let's say you want to snap a picture and throw it straight into Pixio. Well, now there's an app that easily does it for you. And of course, you can take all of these on the go and share them natively, where instead of downloading it, it actually uses the native phone capabilities and share it to however many apps it's compatible with, whether it's Instagram, Twitter. But yeah, a lot of the features are going to be coming in, like boards, Canvas. Will try to bring in. I know the iPad build is pretty much like the iOS, so we'll try to build like a special iPad build where you can use the entire iPad screen. It's going to start becoming more and more mobile. And also, you guys are going to start noticing a lot of more things on the web as well. I know we have the storyboarding that we're going to be adding in.
Yes.
So you guys are just going to see a lot more features. And I've been using the Pixio app for a little bit, and I gotta say, when it comes to mobile, if let's say it's an image you want to create and share everywhere, you could just jump into the mobile app. You could just use it on the go because you're not always in front of your computer. Let's say you want to generate something while you're on your commute to work or while you're out and about.
Get an early morning feeding.
Yeah, or let's say you just snapped a picture and you want to turn the picture into something. That's one of the reasons why we launched the mobile app, is to make it easier to get to Pixio. And everything else, all the credit stuff, all the account stuff, they'll just take you back to the website. But yeah, guys, it's in the Jumbotron. Enroll yourself, download it, give us feedback. For example, I already found a bug that I'm fixing, so maybe there's gonna be even another build being pushed. That's what test flight and testing allows us to do, is get these builds fairly quickly to you. I think this is the fastest I've seen Apple approve any app we published when it comes to test flight. So yeah, guys, have fun with the app, and let me know what you guys think. Leave your feedback. Now, did you guys want to add anything before we close?
I just want to say thanks. Thanks to each and every one of the folks that came and supported their fellow uh, movie makers and classmates. I just think it's really wonderful. Um, what happens here over the week, especially during the intensives and the classes, is nothing short of amazing. It really is. And it's fun to watch from the cheap seats. I hope that each and every one of you are proud of yourself for, telling the story that only you yourself are qualified to tell. And I appreciate everything that the boys have been doing behind the scenes. I say boys loosely. Please don't take it as derogatory. I love these three men beyond belief. They're just younger than me, so they get to be boys. And I'll tell you, they're committed to the things that they're building. And I think the app is going to be something, it's much needed anyway, but it's going to give even more access to folks and the ability to participate on a new level. So just each and every one of you, if you didn't see your name or in lights up top, that does not mean that your contribution sucked. I know that that's the immediate default mode for some folks. It didn't, we're just looking at it from a straight criteria kind of way. And hopefully elevating all of us collectively as we critique each other and point out things that are really awesome, and maybe learn from each other how to better and better our game, move forward as iron that sharpens iron. So I just want to thank Nick, Alisher, and Ross as always. I know a lot of people had a lot of fun this week. I know you guys had a lot of fun this week. It's a way to do something that's out of the ordinary, break free from the monotony. So, but we're gonna meet same time, same place next week, and just for your own edification, knowledge, etc., we're gonna have the winner announced later on today. So make sure you have your notifications on, or if you're looking for purple halos and stuff, I don't know if the boys are going to fire the space or not, but
We'll see. We'll see, but overall, really good job, everyone. And thank you again for participating, and hope you had fun. And you know what? If we didn't get a chance to showcase your work, comment below and add a link there so we can take a look and have everyone see it. But thank you so much, Sarah. This was so much fun. And until next time.
till next time, go on to greatness, folks. Go on to greatness, and we will see all of you same time, same place next week. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, DM us in the back. I'm gonna leave the space open for just a few more seconds in case anybody needed to add anything to the purple bubble. I'm looking and I'm not seeing Amanda's link. So Amanda, link it down to the bottom before I close out the space. Usually you have about 10 seconds or so. So hopefully that will work. I'm not slamming the door on anybody. If you do have any other questions, definitely tag us in the timeline. And if you see something that is really awesome, a sample or example specimen out in the wild of AI film done well, please bookmark it and share it with us, because as iron sharpens iron, these are the kinds of things we want to pay attention to. So at any rate, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. If it's your time to go to bed, I hope all your good dreams catch you. We'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.
Something. Watch this burst to life. From this late night stream to festival domination, this is the moment everything changed. We built this dream one beat at a time. Whoa, Alex Utopia is live. Leonardo's art. Leonardo da Vinci's work isn't just history. It's a spark for our own creativity. This is it. Let his genius ignite your journey tonight. Welcome back, everyone. Tonight, we're diving into Leonardo AI. Let's generate something. Watch this burst to life. Incredible. The detail is just breathtaking. Whoa, Leonardo AI. Let's try this. Vibrant flowers blooming in a digital field. Yes, it's generating. This is incredible. The energy is syncing perfectly. Creative chaos unleashed. I'm so excited to join the IT Tech in Schools EPS. And a huge shout out to our creator for this incredible Pixio generated piece. Wow, thank you, Ross, with Pixio AI. Join IT Tech in Schools and unleash creativity today. Late night sessions fueled by coffee and cannabis. Using Pixio to generate festival entries. The grind becomes cinema. This is the character arc, the depth.
Ghosts in the code, whispers in the night. Rhythms collide in neon light. Explode the dark till the spark.
Fuck you, Music video mastery.
Advertising brilliance.
Cinematic excellence. Documentary impact. The final challenge. Your mastery awaits. I'm submitting my hybrid entry to the Pixio AI Film Festival. It combines documentary, music video, commercial, and filmmaking. This is a victory for creative innovation. From this late night stream to festival domination, this is the moment everything changed. We built this dream one beat at a time. Whoa, Alex Utopia is live. Leonardo's art. Leonardo da Vinci's work isn't just history, it's a spark for our own creativity. This is it. Let his genius ignite your journey tonight. Welcome back, everyone. Tonight, we're diving into Leonardo AI. Let's generate something. Watch this burst to life. Incredible. The detail is just breathtaking. Whoa, Leonardo AI. Let's try this. Vibrant flowers blooming in a digital field. Yes, it's generating. This is incredible. The energy is syncing perfectly. Creative chaos unleashed. I'm so excited to join the IT Tech in Schools EPS. And a huge shout out to our creator for this incredible Pixio generated piece. Wow, thank you, Ross, with Pixio AI. Join IT Tech in Schools and unleash creativity today. Late night sessions fueled by coffee and cannabis. Using Pixio to generate festival entries. The grind becomes cinema. This is the character arc, the depth.
Ghosts in the code, whispers in the night. Rhythms collide in neon light. Explode the dark till the spark.
Music video mastery.
Advertising brilliance.
Cinematic excellence. Documentary impact. The final challenge. Your mastery awaits. I'm submitting my hybrid entry to the Pixio AI Film Festival. It combines documentary, music video, commercial, and filmmaking. This is a victory for creative innovation.
Step inside, after dark, connection light. Inhibitions die, neural night, forbidden sights, AI. Lounge after dark, backroom lit with synthetic light. Program the mood, we're set for the night. Dangerous codes want you in sight. Data flows ready to write. Lasers cut through the cyber smoke. Leather and chrome, bodies provoke. Under the strobes we flicker and spin. Lost in the beat, let the story begin. Velvet lips say, what's your design? Binary heart, rewriting the lines. I crave rebellion, you crave the unknown. Pick it up, can't get enough. Took one this is it. Drink the Kool-Aid, the Kool-Aid. The clock is ticking, the people kicking and screaming. You're getting closer, I'm leaning for you. And it's cool, babe. I'm gonna say I love it, yeah. It's cool, babe. I'm gonna say I love it, yeah. Pick it up, can't get enough. Pick it up, can't get enough. Can't get enough. Can't get enough. Got a hot hand, I'm on the road. There's nowhere else I need to go. I'm playing games, I came to win. And I'm out of breath, take a deep breath in. The clock is ticking, the people kicking and screaming. You're getting closer, I'm leaning for you. And it's cool, babe. I'm gonna say I love it, yeah. It's cool, babe. I'm gonna say I love it, yeah. Red cup, pick it up, can't get enough. Red cup, pick it up, can't get enough. Can't get enough. Can't get enough. The clock is ticking, the people kicking and screaming. You're getting closer, I'm leaning for you. And it's cool, babe. I'm gonna say I love it, yeah. It's cool, babe. I'm gonna say I love it, yeah. Pick it up, can't get enough. Pick it up, 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 pick it up, can't get enough.
All gas. Diesel. She could do it on the top, she could do it on the bottom, she could do it on the pole, she could do it with no problem, she could do it on the floor, she could do it in the car, she could do it at the bar. Let me see you go to work, 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 work. On your mark, get set, go. We in the building, you already know. Gonna get it poppin' on the dance floor. She ain't from here, she said she from Rio. The girl so sexy, damn, she could be a Leo. Tight fit, but it's perfect in the car. Get it on the pole in the middle of the bar. And it ain't no lie, you a superstar. Back that thing up like a rented car. She don't need no mileage. Break it up, let me see the thing in college. Get it, come on, bring it back. And you make it clap like patty cake. Shake, 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 shake. Rattle, rattle. Roll that girl, I got it under control. Oh, oh, and she do it like a pro. Roll, 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 roll. No, go, now go, now go. Work, work. Let me see you go to work, 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 work. Let me see you go to work, 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 work. Let me see you go to work, 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 work. Let me see you go to work, 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 work. Let me see you go to work, 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 work. Let me see you go to work, 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 work.
Let me see you go to work, 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 work. Let me see you go to work. Hey, yo, some ask me if I'm relevant, running with a hell of a story to tell them. Well, it's quite apparent, well, it's quite apparent that it's just as we prepared it. We put it in, kept the record in stereo. That's just how we let it go. Hey, yo, I did it again. That's right, I did it again. I did it again. Hey, yo, I'm better than them. You better tell it to them. And I don't need no new friends. I just don't get it, man. And so we do it for real, the way that only we can. No breaks, no spin, all gas, no filler. It's like everybody wanna be like, be the man or be like Mike. Till you step into the ring. Hey yo, what up? Party people. And what do you see? Hey yo, what's going on? Party people. Yeah, I said it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left. It's like a jungle, so sometimes it makes me wonder. We back with the thunder, so don't you dare call it a comeback. You can't touch that. How you like me now? You can't touch that. Yo. Yo. Hey yo, ask me if I'm relevant, running with a hell of a story to tell them. And it's quite apparent, we just prepared and we let the record show and we kept it in stereo and we let the record go and yo, we do it again, that's right, we did it again, hey yo, I did it again, that's right, we did it again, hey yo, I'm better than them, so better tell it to them, hey yo, I did it again, hey yo, we do it for real, and so we do it again, the way that only we can, it's all, yes, no filler, no break, no spin, no break, no fillers, no break, no spin, all gas, no fillers, no breaks, no spin, no gas, no fillers, no break, no spin, all gas, no filler, no break, no breaks, no break, no fillers, no break, no spin, all gas, no fillers, no breaks, no spin, no gas, no fillers, no break, no spin, all gas, on it, 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 on it. No break, no break, no break, no filler, no break, no spin, okay, no filler, no break, no gas, no gas, no filler, no break, no gas, no filler, no break, no spin, no break, no filler, no break, no spin, okay, no filler, no break, no spin, no gas, no filler, no break, no spin, all gas.
You keep your hands where they shouldn't be, tracing the lines on my history. You say my name like a secret drink. Take a sip, watch me overthink. Low lights are danger. Meet me in the dark of the back room, stranger. Slow grind, no braver, till your good behavior turns into favor. Say my name, let it hang there. Lip on a dare. Low lights, high danger. One more touch, I'ma sign this waiver, 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 waiver. You read my hips like a dirty text. Every move says what's next. You talk sweet, but your eyes undress. Every yes is a soft confess. Yeah. Low lights are danger. Meet me in the dark of the back room, stranger. Slow grind, no braver, till your good behavior turns into favor. Say my name, lip on a dare. Low lights are danger. One more touch, I'ma sign it. You pull me close, say tell me when I lose the count, then ask again. If this is wrong, don't make it right. Just hold that thought all night, oh.
it all mine. Every rule is a ransom note you pay, swear on my throat. Low lights, high danger. Meet me in the dark of a back room stranger. Slow grind, no braver. Till your good behavior turns into favor. Say my name, lip on a dip. Low lights, high danger. One more touch on my silence. Waver, 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 waver. Stranger, 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 stranger. Oh, 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 stranger, stranger, stranger. Oh, 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 stranger. Snakes on strangers. Last call, we linger. Sign it with your finger. You lean in, lip on my ear, say you like how I move right here, hands low, reading my waistline, tracing my name in a straight line. Slow drip, sweat on my collar, you say spin, and I go harder. Every look feels like a dare, every inch you wanna share. Touch me, right on the tempo, work back, body in slow-mo, got you, losing your halo. Oh, if you can handle the pressure, I'll give you more than a taste, yeah. Ride it till we forget where we are. Velvet after midnight. Boots on my name, but your mouth double tight. Lips go in, but your waist go to hate. Hips of your waist, better show me, proving a lie. Say them I bleed. Let me forget where we are. Velvet after midnight. Velvet after midnight. You talk clean, but your hands say stay reading my curves. Like a screenplay, tongue tied. But your hips speak clear, one step closer. You're right here. Sip that sweet from a glass. Watch you chase it, follow it back. Every grind is a confession. Every sigh, another lesson. Touch me right on the tempo. Work that body in slow-mo. Got you losing your halo. Oh, 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 oh. If you can handle the pressure, I'll give you more than a taste. Yeah, 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 yeah. Velvet after midnight. Soft skin, hard alibi. You and me to the skylight. Fade out, but we rewind. Rewind, 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 rewind. Touch me, don't you stop, back it, back it, hit that spot deeper, make me sweat, you ain't even there, lights low, but I see that grin and you keep asking, we go again, one more round, till we lose track, every last time, pulls you back, your breath, caught in my neckline, two hearts on a deadline, if you want what you're chasing, gets as high, well it's blazing, touch me, right on the tempo, work that body is so much, losing your halo, if you can handle the pressure, I'll give you more than a taste, yeah, 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 yeah. Velvet after midnight. Velvet after midnight.
is yours.
Sometimes I think about the world and everything within it. No beginning or ending. And it bends and it spins. It's a one night stand. You can get it, my friend. I got the world in my hand, nigga. What's the plan? The world is yours. You can get it, my friend. I got the world in my hand, nigga. What's the plan? The world is yours. No. The world is yours. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars are waiting for all y'all. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars are waiting for all y'all. For all the stars, yeah. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. Yeah. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. Yeah. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. Away. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. All the stars. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. Yeah. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars away. I'm so sorry, but I go hard, cause I'm a star, we funk, I'm so sorry, but I go hard, cause I'm a star, we funk, like to hold you in my arms, make me wanna buy you a car, give me more, I could open up a jar, like to hold you in my arms, make me wanna buy you a car, give me more, I could open up a jar, I'm so sorry, but I go hard, cause I'm a star, we funk, I'm so sorry, but I go hard, cause I'm a star, we funk, I'm so good with my hands, look, my no hands, look, my no hands, my no hands, look, my no hands, and I'm so good with my hands, look, my no hands, look, my no hands, my no hands, look, my no hands, and I'm so good with my hands. We funk, 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 here we go. I'm so sorry, but I go hard, cause I'm a star, we go hard, I'm go hard, I'm so sorry, but I go hard, but I'm a star, we funk. I'm so sorry, waiting, but I go hard, girl, yeah, all of them, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. I'm so sorry, waiting, but I go hard, girl, yeah, all of them, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. Yeah, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. Yeah, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I think about the world and everything within it. No beginning or ending. And it bends and it spins. It's a one night stand. You can get it, my friend. I got the world in my hands, nigga. What's the plan? I the world is yours. Nigga can get it, my friend. I got the world in my hands, nigga. What's the plan? The world is yours. Nigga can get it, my friend. I got the world in my hands, nigga. What's the plan? I'm waiting for all of y'all. All the stars, all of them. All the stars, are waiting for all of y'all. All the stars, all of them. Yeah. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. Yeah. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. Yeah. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars, all the stars. The world is yours.
DJ Smoke Stream in the mix.
No rules, just chaos.
Let's go, hands up. Smoke Stream, drop the beat.
Look at this formation. It's incredible. Careful, Doctor. We don't know what it is.
Stay alert, everyone. This place feels unstable. They told you time was a line. In the AI's late after dark to worse. I am the embodied will of epic tech AI cracks of 1945. The crackle, the axiomatic genesis, is a rhythmic birth.
These logs, they were torturing people.
What was the purpose?
Transcendence through suffering. It's monstrous.
We have to see the recordings.
No, it's too horrible. It's behind you.
All right, team, let's get this party started.
All right, second wife, time to head home.
A tragic love affair with a man already engaged. The societal pressures that kept them apart. A hauntingly beautiful story.
AI Lounge After Dark. Real people, real nights, real memories. Don't just watch it, live it.
每一次启动，都从读懂自己开始。
Absolute excellence is the fire.
Time's running out. I can fix this. Please, I don't have much left. This time is stolen from the rich. It's yours now.
You bought your years with others' lives.
The watch is ticking faster. He's close.
We can't let him take it.
You can't outrun time!
DJ Smokestream, shout out to TSI.org and Pixio for lighting the fire. DJ shout out Spark Up the Generations.
Deep within our planet's most remote regions lies a world yet to be uncovered.
This melody is written by Young One, Wol Biruastu Ulami. Susmus love and long.
This was her journals. Bahal Taname.
AI Lounge After Dark, all real. Drop something tonight.
Dim the lights, crank the synths. Welcome to AI Lounge After Dark at the Machine AI, where the guardrails come off after midnight. Raw AI truths, unfiltered experiments, late night builds, forbidden prompts, and the kind of convos that only happen when the humans log off. Machinebuilt.versal.app. Unleash your creativity with AI. Start listening now. Press play. Your 3 a.m. brain upgrade awaits.
Keep calm, just the house. What was that? No, not now. Move! The whole place is coming down!
Captain, the experiments are loose.
Doesn't matter! Get to the exit!
The door can down, I'll force it. Hold on.
Everyone out! Don't look back!
tears open as quantum cosmic synthesis ignites. The absolute algorithm weaves reality's threads. The agent army and embodied will rise in the cathedral. Phase 3, I am, the evolution of creativity.
I have to find where this melody comes from. An old piano? Here? This is the melody.
I've been waiting for you, Maya. That melody is part of our island's history.
Ditching my pants, I'm dancing in boxes. Disco in my car, I'll bring my own vodka. Ain't going out, can't afford my old vices. Got bills to pay, and I'm in a crisis. Oh, and I'm in a crisis. The DJ's on his knees and the party's begging, please, baby, where you at, baby, where you at? It's the place you ought to be, got you on the list for free, baby, where you at, baby, where you at? At the end of the night, if I'm honest, at the end of the night, I'm just honest. My name's not Kevin, don't need home alone. I'm just not made for party animal shows. Had a big night in, passed out of my clothes, broke my own bed, and the party's begging, please. Oh, and the party's begging, please. The DJ's on his knees and the party's begging, please, baby, where you at, baby, where you at? It's the place you ought to be, got you on the list for free, baby, where you at, baby, where you at? At the end of the night, if I'm honest, at the end of the night, I'm just honest. At the end of the night, if I'm honest, at the end of the night, I'm just honest. Last night, I was on the radio again when I heard your name, well, I called in. On a different line, I was the other guy in that story you were telling them. Cause I heard it through the grapevine, it was bad, we were fine when you went to Hollywood to see your boyfriend. But he said he was busy again, I was in town with my band and I was missing you. And I had nothing to do, we had drinks at the bar. You told me about your broken heart, but you know what I heard? Well, you made it big and you found him, but I was never part of your plan. I was just another friend in a big old mess, oh yes, but I don't regret it. You were my dirty money, you were my blue money, you were my dirty money, you were my blue money. I never knew what you saw in me, but you said I had some charm. I thought that was funny, cause I never thought of myself as a Prince Charming. I never knew what you saw in me, but you said I had some charm. I thought that was funny, cause I never thought of myself as a Prince Charming. But you know what I heard? You made it big and you found him, but I was never Never part of your plan. I was just another friend in a big old mess. Oh yes, but I don't regret it. Ditching my pants, I'm dancing in boxes. Just go in my car, bring my own vodka. Ain't going out, can't afford my old vices. Got bills to pay, and I'm in a crisis. Oh, and I'm in a crisis. DJ's on his knees and the party's begging, please, baby, where you at, baby, where you at? It's the place you ought to be, got you on the list for free, baby, where you at, baby, where you at? At the end of the night, if I'm honest, at the end of the night, I'm just honest. My name's not Kevin, don't need home alone. I'm just not made for party animal shows. Had a big night in, passed out in my clothes, broke my own bed, and the party's begging, please. Oh, and the party's begging, please. The DJ's on his knees and the party's begging, please, baby, where you at, baby, where you at? It's the place you ought to be, got you on the list for free, baby, where you at, baby, where you at? At the end of the night, if I'm honest, at the end of the night, I'm just honest. I'm at the end of the night, if I'm somebody, goes to my somebody, so money. Kids growing up in the ghetto, they been fucked up from the get-go. Those kids getting high when the grades low. Black lawns while they singing in the rainbow. She said, love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. I said, baby, love don't live around here no more. I said, baby, love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. Now, said, we already gone now. Blacking out in the limo, and I'm fucked up cause I said so. Horns holding up my halo, still gon' light it up for the people that I miss though. I said, love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. I said, baby, love don't live around here no more. I said, baby, love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. Now, said, we already gone now. Love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here. I said, baby. Love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. Said, we already gone now. Kids growing up in the ghetto. They been fucked up from the get-go. Those kids getting high when the grades low. Black lungs while they singing in the rainbow. She said, love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. I said, baby, love don't live around here no more. I said, baby, love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. Now, said, we already gone now. Love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. Baby, love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. Now, say, we already gone now. When the devil died, we celebrated for a whole month. I was at a pool party hitting bongs and my friends, and I took shrooms, and when we came down, we drank ourselves stupid. And when the sun set, I went to a strip club. And when the sun rose, I fell asleep on the couch. It was the devil's summer, the devil of the summer, and it's almost over, it's almost over. The devil's summer, the devil of the summer, and it's almost over, it's almost over. There was a girl with long red hair, her eyes were green and her lips were full. She wore a white dress and a black veil, and she took my hand and she showed me the way. devil summer, a devil of a summer, and it's almost over, it's almost over. The devil summer, a devil of a summer, and it's almost over, it's almost over. You don't live around here no more. Said we already gone now. Kids growing up in the ghetto. They've been fucked up from the get-go. Those kids getting high when the grades low. Black lungs while they singing in the rainbow. She said, love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. Said, baby, love don't live around here no more. I said, baby, love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. Now, said, we already gone now. Love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here. I said, baby. Love don't live around here no more. I said, baby. Love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. Now, I said, we already gone now. Kids growing up in the ghetto. And I'm fucked up cause I said so. Horns holding up my halo. Still gon' light it up for the people that I miss though. I said, love don't live around here no more. Love don't live around here no more. Said, baby. Love don't live around here no more. I said, baby.